This is Principles of Management, and the topic is leading teams. A characteristic of organizations is the division of labor. But a division of labor does not mean that an organization is a compiled group of coordinated but individual tasks. Some things have to be done cooperatively, and some purposes are better served by people working in groups rather than as isolated individuals. A team is an association of two or more people who interact and coordinate their work to accomplish a common goal. The people must be committed to the goal and hold themselves mutually accountable for the outcome of the group's work. The team concept differs from the group concept in that a team does not have a hierarchical leader. Its members have a more lateral relationship, and they hold each other responsible for a team's success or failure. And they discuss, share, and decide things as a collective body. They are especially effective at creative problem solving and produce higher levels of motivation and job satisfaction. Now, there are several types of teams. Functional teams are usually located within a department and contain several hierarchical levels. This is actually more of a group than a team. Cross-functional teams are generally at lateral levels to the organization, but have representatives from different areas of expertise. This type of team may meet regularly to handle whatever series of issues has presented itself, or it may focus on one particular issue of importance. If it is the latter, it's called a special purpose team. Also, and generally in a manufacturing environment, a self-managed team may take on the task of, say, assembling something and coordinate their own cross-training and job rotation. The salient point about a self-management team is that the team, rather than a supervisory staff, takes responsibility for the work product. Teams can suffer from a number of difficulties: a lack of trust among members, a fear of conflict, a lack of commitment by one or more members, an avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. The presence of a single free rider, a team member who does not actively contribute to the team's work, can be very disruptive. Teams can be characterized by their size, diversity, and member roles. There is no correct team size. A team has to have members who bring all of the skills the team will need to carry out its mission, but small enough to communicate effectively. Teams can have a core membership that brings in additional resources as needed. For example, a team may be composed of operations, finance, and marketing people and bring in an attorney on an as-needed basis. A collateral benefit of having diverse skill sets represented on the team is that the diversity serves to increase the creativity of the group, especially in the area of creative problem solving. And the team has members with specific roles. In addition to the technical expertise that each person brings to the team, at least one team member will assume a task specialist role, that is, initiating ideas, giving opinions, researching, summarizing results, and energizing the team into action. The other is a socio-emotional role, and in this role, a team member will encourage the members, harmonize the team when conflict arises, reduce tension, encourage compromise. When teams get together, they go through a process of assimilation. This has been characterized as a 5-step process, and it involves an orientation phase, a goal development phase in which there may be conflict and disagreement, a normative phase at which goals are agreed upon, a performance phase marked by cooperation and problem solving, and for those teams that had a specific purpose, an adjournment phase which winds up the completed task. One other characteristic of teamwork is conflict, and not just at the goal development stage, but at any point while the team is in session. Two or more people can disagree about the goal the organization should have, or if that is agreed upon, about the best way to accomplish it. This is referred to as a task conflict, and it is a very different type of disagreement than a relationship conflict, which refers to interpersonal incompatibility. At some level, conflict producing a mild level of stress actually gets people to perform better, but excessive amounts of stress can be counterproductive. Conflict can arise from having few or limited resources, goals that are ill-defined or in opposition to each other, and from communication breakdowns. There are a few tactics that can be used to handle conflict. One person may assert him or herself as a team leader and use an authoritarian approach to get something done quickly. Another is simply to avoid a conflict, which is appropriate if the matter is trivial. An accommodating style is based on cooperation and can build a relationship if done well. It is useful if one team member needs something that does not necessarily conflict with the needs of the person volunteering time and being helpful. A collaborating style is based both on assertiveness and cooperation and seeks a win-win situation. A style that accommodates all of the above is a compromising one and involves using negotiation and mutual agreement. Speaking of which, negotiation is an art. Based on whether the solution is one that can produce an ever-growing result or one where there's a fixed amounts of resources to divide, negotiation can take one of two forms. An integrative negotiation is a search for a creative solution that expands the resource base. A distributive negotiation is one that divides existing and limited resources. Assuming that the parties will have to work together again, winning is not walking away with all or almost all of the thing argued about. Winning is when each person walks away with something they believe to be fair. Now, in the next session, we are going to consider how to manage quality and performance. Good evening.